So this video is going to focus on initial height sense on my Langmuir table on the Crossfire. So IHS is initial height sense, and it's what is needed to determine where the top of the material is on whatever material that I'm cutting in relation to the tip on the plasma cutter. Okay, and that's important because with the automatic torch height control here that I have with a feature that I have installed on the table, it's going to need to know where the top is of the material. So once it starts cutting, the cutting height remains constant throughout the cut, whether it's here or it's over here or whatever. And that will change. That will change because the material can be bowed or flexed based on the heat being applied to cut, or that's just how that's what the material came like. So anyways, as you can see here, I'm going to show you the tip of my torch is already touching the material. Okay, so if we were doing the initial height sense, or the loop, which starts with the torch being driven down from wherever it is up here downwards to where it can find the material, the height loop goes like this. The torch goes down, finds the material, and at some point it retracts, it goes back up, and then when the torch fires, it'll fire at a pierce height, and then immediately after that it goes to a cutting height, and you proceed with your cut lines. Okay, but here's the problem. The mechanical switch that stops the torch movement, the downward torch movement on this table, is here in this assembly. It's a mechanical switch that is preloaded with a spring on the bottom. And so what that means is those contacts will not open until this torch has traveled down to a point where the material is no longer moving. And you can see the flex here, okay? I'm gonna zoom in. Even though it's touching, if this was the initial height sense loop, as soon as it touches, I want the torch to stop there and then retract and start its upward motion to pierce height, okay? But here with this design, once it touches, it will continue, and I'll show you that later, it will continue to push the metal down, and those contacts here will not open until there is no downwards motion from this metal. Then at that point, those contacts will open and the torch will start its upwards travel, okay? But I'm gonna show you what I did. I'm gonna see first if I can get around to show you that contact over here. I'll show you from this side. The other side is kind of hard to see. And you can see where that wire, that black wire goes. And you see this, it's like a copper plate there, okay? That's one side of the, I guess Langmuir calls it the IHS switch plates, okay? Because it is a switch. It's just gonna open up a circuit. The other side, I tried it already. I'm not going to be able to see the bottom half of that, but it's got another plate on the bottom. You can see the other black wire going into there. It's attached. And on the bottom, you might be able to see the spring there on the bottom there. Okay, that's on the bottom plate that's attached to this black wire here. Okay, so that switch assembly needs to open to start the upwards travel of the torch for initial height sense, okay?